My dear brothers and sisters, the focus of today's readings is trust. Trust in self or trust in God, trust in wealth, trust in riches. In today's first reading, Jeremiah portrays before us two characters. A person who trusted in external things, such as his wealth of all types. His bungalows, his vehicles, his palaces, his servants, whatever it is. And he warns him, he says, all this wealth that you have, external one, if not used, fathers will one day get rusty. And the same will be with you. You also get rusty when the end comes. The second type of people portrayed by Jeremiah is those who trust in internal things, in God, God's love, God's forgiveness, God's patience, and so on. These, it says, are eternal. They will never ever rust because they come from God to us as His gift. And those people who trust in God alone will get eternal happiness. So the warning is very clear to them. If you want to have life and be planted near the riverside where you go on blossoming and blossoming all the time, then trust in God. But God will pour into you waters and you will live and God will bless you. The gospel passage is a parable. Very interesting one. It just looks very clear at the outset. But when you reflect more deeply, you'll find it has got a wealth of message for us. Jesus told many parables while preaching, while talking to people, while giving a message. Prodigal son, good shepherd, the lost coin, the mustard seed, and so on. None of these parables are given names by Jesus. When he talks about the prodigal son or father, he doesn't tell the name of the son. He says younger son and elder son. So also, the person who lost the coin doesn't tell the name of the person. But here, Jesus gives the name of the person, one person at least. Lazarus. What does Lazarus mean? It means God helps. God provides. God comes to assistance. The other person, the rich man, has got no name given. And the parable teller tells clearly the condition of both these. Lazarus was very, very poor. He had no means to survive. He was in longing for the food or crumbs that fell on master's table. Even that he would not get. The dogs will take it away. He was full of sores. Dogs will come and lick them as like for their food. But Lazarus got nothing. His trust was in God. So when he died, God took him and gave him a reward for his trust in God. The other person has no name. A rich man, it says, who trusted only in his wealth. For him, only one thing mattered: I, me, myself. He would not look beyond his nose because it's all closed. His only concern was his wealth. He trusted in his wealth. And if so that this wealth became like his gods. And like the gods overtook him. His wealth overtook him. He had no control. All his so-called gods, wealth and all, overtook him. He had no control over them. And what was the response at the end? What did he get? Eternal damnation. Holy Father Pope Francis says, regarding this parable, he says, sometimes we behave like this nameless people. We have no name. And even if we have name, in the course of time, we forget our name because our focus is only I, me, myself. It's only my wealth, my property, my talents, my family, and so on. In the course of time, says we forget that we have a name because our name becomes, the wealth becomes our name. So today is a time to reflect and see, do I have a name? What is my name? This is the one I received at baptism? Or have I got other names? Because my focus has changed from my name to so-called other names. My properties, my wealth, in a way, I'm known by them. This is so and so called so much of wealth. It's not I am famous, my wealth is famous. I have got so much. And I constantly go on acquiring more and more. So let's slowly reflect and see with the Lenten season, the call is come back to me. Let's go back to the Lord with our name. I have a name. And tell Lord, all that I have is yours. Take it from me. Give me only your love and your grace, for that is sufficient for me.